Hi everyone, Maria here. It is January and January is Mental Health Awareness Month. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about mental health, stress, anxiety, talk to you a little bit about my own personal story, how I actually suffer from anxiety, and the tips that I've managed to use over the years that have really helped me a lot in managing my anxiety and not having to take any medications and just really kind of ground myself and make it manageable. So the first thing that I would say is anytime I'm starting to feel like I'm getting anxious, some situation is getting me really worked up, I have to take the 3 deep breaths and, just like deep in through your nose, out through your mouth, 3 deep breaths. It instantly will have a calming effect. Now, I'm not telling you it's going to go away. It also depends on the severity of your anxiety attack or what you're anxious about. But for me, I don't have a severe case of anxiety, but I do tend to work myself up over nothing many times. So these type of situations, like these deep breaths, really help you calm you down pretty much right away. So another thing that I do also is I find 5 things that ground me. So something that will kind of make you feel more in control of a situation and will make you more grounded to the reality rather than whatever it is that, you made up in your mind the situation to be. So you always want to look at the things, like 5 things that you can see, that you can smell, that you can touch, that you can taste, and that you can feel, because that right away brings you back into the reality and gets your mind off spiraling into the downward spiral of anxiety by thinking of all the 1,000 things that could be going wrong, or all the bad things that could be going from the situation that is currently in your mind. So that the grounding aspect really helps. Now, obviously, depending on what type of anxiety you have or what type of things you get worked up about, you could always start with meditation in the morning. You could always set your intentions for the day. That way in your mind, less things could be going wrong because you'll have like almost like a set schedule in your brain that you will not be veered off too much on other things. And also, if you have a very positive mind to start off the morning from the beginning, then it's a lot harder for anxiety to creep in than if you already wake up worried about something, or you didn't have a good night's sleep because you were worried, or you were having nightmares, or whatever the case may be. So definitely starting off with meditation and starting off with positive intentions, maybe positive affirmations that you say to yourself, can really help you go a long way for to set you up for the whole day. And that's normally what I do, and I try to do that for the most part. It doesn't always work out. Busy schedule, kids, work. Sometimes you just wake up and you're in a bad mood and you already know that you're going to be more predisposed to getting anxious about something, or if there's something that's worrying you, then obviously that's going to take away from, the positivity in your day. So if you force yourself to be more positive from the morning, it's going to have a much better result at the end of the day. Now, another thing that I do is I always evaluate the situation and see what really got me worked up and if there's really any valid reason for it. So once I've kind of taken my deep breaths and I've grounded myself and I'm, feeling more calm and less anxious, I'll actually, go back and say, okay, what really made me so nervous about it? And then I'll see if there's any real, I'll try to assess it at least, if there's any real issue behind it as to why I'm feeling anxious and if my fears are founded or not. And 99% of the time they're not. It's something you maybe saw on the internet or on Facebook or saw in the news that just really got you worked up thinking, relating it to yourself personally, and then thinking of 1,000 things that could go wrong. So really just kind of going back and logically thinking, okay, what are the chances, what are the implications, and logically trying to put things back in perspective really helps. And sometimes, if you have somebody you can talk to, for me, it's my husband, when I start freaking out, I call him or I text him and I tell him like, oh my God, I'm freaking out about this and this. And then he's like a super chill guy who is always positive and puts everything in perspective. He'll, basically say, okay, babe, this is this and this and this, and this is why you're freaking out. And there's really no need, like, you gotta calm down a little bit. And to me personally, that really helps. I don't know if it's going to help you, but having a friend, a spouse, a therapist, anybody that you can talk to about whatever's worrying you to try to calm you down is always a great idea. And also back to, nutrition, obviously, the healthy diet that's properly nutriented is going to help you balance all your hormones, that you're going to have less likelihood of having anxiety and panic attacks. Making sure you are hydrated, ensure you're getting enough sleep. For me, that's crucial, because anytime I've noticed that whenever I'm not sleeping enough, I'm definitely more prone to having anxiety attacks. I'm definitely more prone to blowing things out of proportion and, making myself anxious really over nothing and stressing myself over nothing. And also, what I also use when I'm finding like I'm kind of exercise also is amazing. Before I proceed to the other point, but exercise is amazing. I need to be exercising personally 3-4 times a week for even 25-30 minutes. It really helps me get out that anxiety and feel much better about everything. And also, what I like to use is magnesium citrate. Now, this is personally the one that I like to use, the Natural Factors one, but there's tons of magnesium citrates that you can use. And it really helps you. There's a lot of studies that say that it can help you with anxiety, and it helps you with constipation if you have that as well. But it can also helps you relax, and it also helps metabolize your proteins, carbs, and fats. And overall, I find for me, like, I will take it for a week, 2 weeks, and it helps me come down, especially when I'm finding myself that I'm in one of those maybe anxious situations, or whatever's going on in my life is giving me more anxiety. Then magnesium really helps. And obviously talk to your healthcare professional before taking any new supplements. It is generally very safe, but depending on if you're on any medication or if there is any other contraindications, speak to your healthcare provider before starting it. But I find for me, it really helps. And basically really just make sure, there's so many people these days suffering from different anxiety, stress disorders, depressions, that there's nothing to be embarrassed about. If you're feeling something is off, talk to somebody. Don't suppress it. It can only make things so much worse. You hear so many stories these days of people not talking to somebody and then leading to suicides or something, something terrible. So really talk to your friends, talk to your family, speak to your doctor, talk to a therapist, anybody. But if you feel like there's an issue, make sure you get it out in the open. There's nothing to hide. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. I would say, lots of people these days have some sort of anxiety, some sort of, with our stressful lives, everybody has something. So just talk to somebody and get yourself on a good path to being positive and healthy. So I hope this helped. And if you have any questions, obviously comment below and I'll be happy to answer them. Other than that, I will see you next time. Bye.